G'day everyone, I'm Evie and welcome to this flow for the feet, ankles and calves. So when you're ready, we'll take a lie down on your mat and let your body stretch out nice and long here, arms down by your side. You can bring a bolster underneath the knees or perhaps a pillow. Just a comfortable position for you to start today. And when you find your comfortable position, you might close down the eyes or take a soft gaze. It might feel nice here to draw breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Can you notice the areas of your body that are touching your mat? The back of the feet, the calves, thighs, hips, the whole length of your spine, your shoulders, the back of your head. And how can you soften just that little bit more? And turn your attention to the breath here. If it feels okay to do so, it's a long inhale through the nose and a long exhale through the nose. Breathing gently at your own pace, your own rhythm, whatever feels nice for your body today. And as you're exploring the breath here, it might feel nice to slow down the breath by just lengthening that inhale just a little bit longer. It might only be by 1% today. And just inhaling and exhaling. If you're making your inhales just that little bit longer, how can you make your exhales just that little bit longer as well? So this conscious slowing down of the breath. And we'll start to invite some movement into the body. A little wiggle of the fingers and toes. Gentle rocking of the head side to side. And when you're feeling ready for bigger movements, we'll take a bend in the left leg. The left sole of the foot is on the earth. And we're going to point our right toes. So like a ballet dancer, we're pointing our toes to however feels most comfortable. And then we're going to flex our toes, so bringing our toes toward the face. Nice. Let's point the toes again. And then flex the toes toward the face. We'll press into the left foot as we raise the right leg toward the sky. From here, it's up to you how high you bring your leg. We're going to point the toes as we bring the leg back down. And then flex the toes as we bring the foot back toward the face. So pointing and lowering. And flexing and lifting. And if the hips are wobbling all over the place, you might bring your hands just down beside the hips here to offer some stability. And really this movement is as fast or as slow as you'd like it to go. There's no rush. And the next time your leg is in the air, hold it there. We'll flex the toes toward the face. Notice how that changes sensation in the back of the leg, so the calf and the thigh. Let's give some ankle rolls here. Just circling one way and then circling the other way. And that right calf is going to place on top of the left knee. Little calf massage here, always feels so good. You might take the leg forward and back, side to side, whatever feels nice here. A little bit of self-massage. And then you'll plant the right ankle over the left knee. Here is where you might stay, or there's an option to float the left foot off of the ground here. Take a hold of the back of the thigh or maybe the knee. We're coming into a figure four stretch. If stillness is what you're after today, go for it. However, if you'd like to move, it might be a gentle rocking side to side on the lower back. That might feel nice here. Notice the breath in this shape. Can you draw an intentional, slow breath in through the nose? Long breath out through the nose. Let that left foot land, unhook the feet. We're going to keep a bend in our right leg now and extend our left leg out long. Hands can be wherever is comfortable. You might be down by your side or on your stomach. Let's point the toes here, like that ballet dancer, pointing our toes. And then flexing our toes, bringing the toes toward the face. We're pointing and flexing. One more like this, pointing the toes and flexing. We'll bring that left leg toward the sky. From here, we've got those leg lift and lowers. So we're going to point as we lower. And we're going to flex as we lift. Point as we lower. Flex as we lift. Nice. You've got one more of those at your own pace. And the next time your leg is lifted in the sky, let's flex the toes toward the face. Notice that sensation in the back of the leg, the calf. There might be almost this sensation of tingling or numbness here, especially if you've got really tight hamstrings like me. Let's cross that left ankle, over the right knee every time. And here is where you might stay, or we'll lift that right leg, taking a hold of the back of the thigh or the right knee. Reconnecting with our breath in this shape. How can you pull in a long, slow breath? And let it go. One more breath here. And let it go. From here, our right foot comes back down to the mat. Let's unhook the legs, bring the left sole of the foot onto the mat as well. We're going to take some windscreen wipers with the legs here. If your hips are like mine, you'll sound like rice bubbles. Snap, crackle, pop. Just taking them to either side. And then we'll take a roll over to your favorite side. And slowly come up to a seated shape when you're ready. From here, we're going to transition to a tabletop shape. So a four-pointed kneeling shape. Both hands are on the earth, both knees are on the earth. And just a moment to explore how this shape feels for you. You might like to send the hips side to side. Maybe it's some cat-cow, that arching of the back, lifting of the chin to your cow. Or the rounding of the spine, tucking of the chin to your cat. We'll be here for 5 long breaths, so really just exploring what your body needs. That might even be coming right up onto the fingertips here, creating space here under the armpits. Beautiful. We're here for 2 more breaths. Exploring what spaciousness feels like in the body. Time to explore. Time for just you. And from here, let's plant both hands firmly on the ground. We're going to shift our weight into our left hand and we're going to raise that right leg out long. And we're just going to raise that and just hold it out really long here. Let's point the toes and let's flex the toes. So we're doing the same motion like we just did when we're on our back, but we're just more in a balanced shape now. So we're pointing and we're flexing, pointing and flexing. And then we're going to swing that right leg out wide of the mat. Plant the inner seam of that right foot on the earth. And we're going to rock back and forth just gently here. So you might notice this starts to increase sensation in the inner thigh or the inner groin area, which it's meant to. And the further back you sink the hips, the more intense this shape will be. So you might be rocking back and forth, or perhaps stillness is what your body's after. And if that's the case, you might sit the hips right back and walk the hands as far forward as feels nice for the body. Maybe you let the head drop down. And then we lift the hips back up. We're going to pick up that right leg, swing it all the way over toward the left-hand side of the mat. Tuck that right knee behind the left knee, and we'll sink the hips back into kind of like a child's pose variation here. Head sinks down. Breath here. And let it go. We rise back up to our tabletop, unhook the legs. You might like to take a moment here to shake out the hands, roll the wrists, and we'll come back to our tabletop. This time, we're shifting weight into our right hand, our right knee, and extending that left leg out long and lifting it. From here, that same motion, pointing the toes, flexing the toes. We've got 2 more of these. You might notice that as you point and flex, you feel this sort of sensation in your calf muscle. It's kind of pulsing. It's kind of like doing calf raises. And then we'll swing that left leg out nice and wide of your mat to your gate. So from here, you might like to rock back and forth like we were just doing. Or maybe it's stillness and that's sinking the hips right back and holding this shape. We're here for a couple of breaths. Find what works for you. And then float back to a neutral spine. We'll pick up that left leg, swing it all the way over to the right-hand side, tuck it behind the right knee, and we'll sink back into that child's pose variation. Head is heavy here. We lift the hips up. Bring that left knee nice and wide of the mat and sink the hips back, child's pose. Head is heavy. A moment here to reconnect with the breath. Maybe noticing those little sensations that arise once we invite movement into the body. From here, we'll lift our hips back to our tabletop, and we're just going to simply step forward with the right foot. We'll keep a bend in that right knee. We'll lift our hands all the way toward the sky, Anjaneyasana low lunge. So from here, you might like to heel toe that front foot out nice and wide of the mat to give yourself a little bit more of a stable base. And can you really wear your shoulders as earrings here, reaching the hands right up toward the sky? From here, we're going to plant the toes nice and firmly on the ground as we lift the front heel. We're going to lower that front heel. Nice. We're going to move through 4 of these, that lifting and lowering of that front heel. Nice. One more wherever you are. Great. And then we're going to move that front leg towards straight and hands sweep toward the back of the room. We're coming into sort of a half split shape here. If you've got books or blocks or something for the hands to come onto you, more than welcome. And again, we're taking that flex motion with the toes, so flexing the toes toward the face here. You'll notice the sensation in the back of the legs start to increase. Let's take a breath and let it go. Take a bend in that front leg, arms sweep back toward the sky. There's an option here to even look toward the sky. Let's take a breath. Then hands float down to the mat. We're going to step that right knee back to our tabletop and sink the hips back to our child's pose. When you're ready, lifting back up to your tabletop, we'll step forward with the left leg. Ground into the front foot as you raise the hands, Anjaneyasana low lunge. Again, finding your stable base here. You might heel toe that front foot out. And how does the right hip feel in relation to the knee? If you're feeling a little bit of pain or sensitivity, you might come higher up into your shape. If you're looking for more, you might sink further down. From here, let's ground into the front left toes. We're going to lift the heel and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Beautiful. And then hands sweep toward the back of the room as the front leg moves towards straight. Option to bring the toes toward the face here, that same flexing motion as we just did. And the breath rolls in. And the breath rolls out. Take a deep bend in that front leg. Hands come back down to the mat. We step back to our tabletop shape. From here, we sink the hips back. Hands walk toward our knees. I'm just bringing both of our feet out to one side. Bringing them out long and taking a lie down on our back. Might feel nice here to bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Hands might place on the belly here. Let's take a moment to rest. The breath rolls in here like waves on the shore. And the breath rolls out. As we return to stillness, can you notice what's arising in you? And there's no need to judge. We're just a witness to whatever is here. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need. Or if you're ready to close today's class, take a roll over to one side and gently come up to a seat. That concludes our mini flow for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Ooh, first video done. First video done. Only got a little bit tongue-tied. G'day everyone, I'm Evie and welcome to this flow for the ankles. Deep breath. If your hips are like mine, you'll sound like rice bubbles. Snap, crackle, pop.
Snap, crackle, pop.
The noisiest part of a complete breakfast is Kellogg's Rice Bubbles. No other cereal sounds as good.